He then took off his mask that was covering his mouth, and he had big-ass scars. I have no idea what they were from, and can't even imagine what they might have been from.
How you think he make his money? You know what I mean?
Whoa, hold on now.
Giving rusty mouth jobs in his abandoned house.
Oh, that don't sound too good.
Yeah, it's usually not. But it is, guys. It's your boy BHD, and today we are here to check out some more animated horror stories. I am joined none other than the kid that I purchased off Craigslist. Times was rough, you know. I figured I'd get a good return on my money after the pandemic was over. And everything's on sale for like the next month or so, and then 5 months down the road, you better get 5 times what you paid for it. Link will be in the description down below. This story is by none other than Wancy Entertainment. Let's do this.
I work at a pizza joint in Chicago, and I unfortunately have the responsibility of delivering pizzas.
This dude sounds like a murderer himself.
Usually on the weekends,
Nut?
and usually at night. I've asked my boss for day shifts, but she seems to ignore my requests and give me whatever shifts I don't want the most. I know being a pizza delivery man is somewhat of a dangerous job, but I never imagined anything like what happened to me a few months ago could actually happen. There is this one customer that always calls in and acts strange as hell on the phone. Sometimes he will just hang up on you. Sometimes he'll order pizzas normally, but make crazy sounds while he does, and then hang up.
He calls and beats his meat into the phone?
He called me like,
yeah. What are you wearing? Oh, yeah. Put some sauce on it.
So we like cheese.
Oh.
We've always thought this guy was just an idiot playing pranks. He would make really weird comments too, like, I want to order a large pizza with pineapples, mustard, and your skin.
What?
I'll never forget that one. We usually just hang up on his ass now, and we all...
Bruh, see, what's funny about me is I play along. Oh, okay, sir, since that is a specialty order, it's gonna take 55 minutes instead of the regular 35, and we're gonna need an extra $2 for every extra topping on there. So, i.e. the pineapples and the human skin. But we can have that to you ready and fresh.
Always know it's him calling because his number is saved in our system. So he called again a few months ago and ordered a pizza normally. No bullshit, no weird comments or sounds, and gave his address too. I thought it would be interesting to finally deliver to this guy, and when I drove up to his house, it was something you'd see in a scary movie. An old as hell looking place right on the line where we don't deliver, not in the busy part of the city where most of our orders come in. The house looked like it was about 100 years old, and there were no lights on that I could see. I wasn't scared or anything, just looking forward
He lying.
to seeing what he looked like. When I went to the front door, I rang the bell, but it wasn't working, so I knocked. I realized I forgot the guy's soda and thought he'd give me for sure, or just freak out on me. Nobody answered right away, so I knocked again on this big door. He opened up after that second time. He was wearing this weird-looking mask around his mouth, only his mouth.
Oh, snaps, COVID?
His eyes were opened wide, and I told him how much the pizza was, and that I was sorry I forgot the drink. He looked down, I think, and then said, "It's okay," and then looked at me again. I stood there looking at him for like 5 seconds in silence when I got bored of his and told him the amount again. He said okay, and then asked me, "Has anyone ever attacked me before?" I told him no, and if they did, they'd be sorry. He then took off his mask that was covering his mouth, and he had big-ass scars all around his mouth.
That's good. So you've gotten your ass beaten before. So do what you gotta do, bro. Yeah, you got
I
it.
have no idea what they were from, and can't even imagine what they might have been from.
How you think he make his money? You know what I mean?
Whoa, hold on now.
Giving rusty mouth jobs in his abandoned house.
Oh, that don't sound too good.
Yeah, it's usually not.
But he looked seriously messed up. He smiled at me and his lips were all cracked. I noticed he wasn't about to hand me some money, so I told him I was leaving. I turned around and started walking down the steps, and he screamed at me and slammed the door. This bastard was crazy, and I don't think any of his was to be funny. That final scream he gave me was creepy as hell. even though I kind of expected him to do something like that. He has called several times since then, and we always just tell him now that he is on our no delivery list. He usually just screams and hangs up, or cusses out whoever is on the phone.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug. More than likely meth, though.
Meth will do it to you. Meth will have you out here running butt naked.
Oh boy.
I was on summer break and went camping with my friend and his parents. We went to the lake during the day and did the s'mores thing at night. His parents shared a tent while my friend and I had our own. I can't remember where the campsite was, and I'm not really in contact with my friend anymore. But 15 years later, I'm assuming it wasn't the safest place to camp. Here's why. I woke up sometime in the early morning, like 3 or 4 a.m., and immediately saw a man's face looking in the tent at us. He had unzipped the door just enough to stick his head inside.
You catching a kick
He
to the
looked
face.
absolutely insane. He had big eyes and wild hair. I was so stiff from fear, I
That doesn't sound like the right emotion.
literally couldn't do anything. The man kept moving his head from left to right.
Damn that. Where I'm from, we give warning shots to the kneecap. That's pop. Pah!
You're like, what you do that for?
Hey, you know why? And if you bleed on my knapsack, I'ma shoot you in the other one. So you best roll out.
Very, very slowly, as if it was uncontrollable. I guess my friend could hear me breathing loudly or something, because he woke up too. He had the same reaction as me, and just laid there in terror, looking at this mysterious man. I'm not certain how long he was sitting there looking at us, but it felt like hours, shaking his head back and forth. At some point, we heard a noise close by, and so did the man. He disappeared quick, and a couple minutes later we got out of our tent and woke up his parents. The guy was long gone.
So y'all mean to
I'm
tell me y'all
still
sat
afraid of camping to this.
Just laid there, butt in the air, waiting for it to happen.
there? Wait, put in the air. Not finna lay there while some random dude stare at me. You finna get the kick to the face or something.
Do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Twisms, and send money or Cheetos.